So someone that has the president's ear in the White House every day, who is a parent, Ivanka Trump, this has been her signature, right? I mean, this has been what she's talked about. She's proposed maternity and paternity leave. Do you see Ivanka Trump as an advocate in the White House for this?
I think she's doing her best. She certainly cares about families and she cares about women. So I think she is trying to carry the water on this. And how far she gets remains to be seen.
So what would you say to her? You're sitting with her.
I have talked to her about this.
Okay.
And we talked early on about the fact that it shouldn't be just maternity leave. It should be paid family medical leave.
Are you the one who got the change?
I wouldn't say that.
Because the platform changed.
I wouldn't say that. We've had some conversations about it. I pointed out some of the research to her, and she went and got herself knowledge. She's very bright, very, very bright, and very committed. And she went and got that research and talked to a lot of people about this. So I think the fact that it's paid family medical leave is a great thing.
Should this be government mandated, government funded, or should it be on companies to do it?
It should be across the board. It should be private companies, it should be states, and it should be at the federal level. And there's no reason in this day and age not to have it. You know, we passed as a country an unpaid leave in 1993, and then we got stuck. We thought, oh, that's enough. Well, every single developed country in the world has paid leave.
It's us and Papua New Guinea.
Exactly. So do we want to be on par with Papua New Guinea? I don't think so. And why are we putting the burden on women or even the burden on men when they have a sick parent to figure out how to make this work? Think about a single mom with 1 or 2 children. And she has a child, and then she has another baby, and she has to cobble together, maybe if she's lucky, 2 days of unpaid leave and go back to work. I can tell you what it feels like after having a baby, after 2 days later, and you're still trying to nurse. Yeah. It doesn't work. So we need to right this wrong in society and make business and family equally important. We value our families, so let's economically value that as a country.
So there are a number of proposals out there right now. I want to ask about one specifically because it's getting a lot of buzz right now. This is the Family Act. It is proposed by Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York here. The proposal is 12 weeks paid time off for new moms and new dads and for employees with serious medical conditions among their family members, taking care of sick parents. It's paid for by a tax on the employee and on the employer. Sheryl Sandberg, as you know, just came out and endorsed it. Are you behind this legislation? Is this specific legislation the right one?
Well, as a foundation representative, I can't speak about specific legislation, but I will say this. I think whatever piece of legislation you pass needs to have incredibly good bipartisan support. And I think there are different ways to do that. The specific number of weeks that you do is important. Also, you can tier it, so which I think would be more maybe financially viable for some people who look at it. So you can tier it so maybe a low-income worker gets 90% wage replacement, whereas a high-income worker maybe gets more like 50% wage replacement. So I think there are ways to look at it that you can nuance this.
I haven't heard that a lot. That's interesting.
Yeah, some of the states have done a little bit more progressive policies in that regards. And so I think we need to think about what's the right balance to make sure we do the right thing for families and the right thing for businesses. But I think this initial piece of legislation is a great starting point for the conversation. And I think I trust Congress to craft the right piece of bipartisan legislation over time.
Does it happen in this administration, in the next 3 years?
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of surprising things going on in this administration, so I think it's pretty hard to predict. But we know from a great Pew Research that there's incredible public support for it, and there's good bipartisan support. So it's in the hands of Congress to do something, and I hope they will.